Hey everybody, this your boy Zoe the Great, and I just want to welcome y'all to the ZTG Entertainment Podcast. I'm with my girl right here, Ebony, aka the manager.
The manager.
Y'all find out real soon what that means.
Yeah, you need to tell them what that means, because I'm a little insulted.
It's not even that she talks manager all the time. It's more as in her actions is always manager. It's like earlier before we started this podcast, you know what I mean? I was making some tea, and it's like she just started doing it like she's just the boss. Like just start making my tea for me. I didn't ask for no help.
I had to convince him to get the tea in the first place. So I wanted to make it for him to like, oh, it's gonna be really good.
But I didn't ask her for no manager assistance. You know what I mean? Like I said, she was always trying to take place on something, but we don't need all that.
So you trying to say I'm always inserting myself?
Yes, she's always inserting herself, and I don't know why. We gonna find out though.
I don't know. I have been learning more about myself, and I've also listened to other people, and I think they try to tell me that in a nice, gentle way that I can be a little assertive,
okay,
and a little like pushy sometimes. So it just gave me some time. I'm trying to work on softening myself. I've been watching Bill Cosby, and I'm looking at.
Well, we don't want to talk about Bill Cosby right now. You know that's a little touchy subject. So let's not talk about Bill Cosby. Let's get into what we're talking about today, because you know when you talk about Bill, it's a different kind of situation. So we don't leave that alone. But we're going to talk to y'all today. What do we on the agenda today, manager, to talk about?
Listen, so I just was really trying to figure out, I've heard a whole bunch of difference in opinions on soulmates, and me, myself personally, I'm torn in between my own notions of what soulmates are, or if they even exist, or if they're real, or if that they're the person that you actually with. Some people say that they met their soulmate in a different form, or like as a best friend and not really their partner. So, and then some people are like, oh, soulmates aren't just one thing or one person, one being. So I wonder what you think. What do you think?
As in soulmate? Well, for me, I'll say that a lot of times when it comes to looking for someone, it can be very, very tricky at times, because a lot of times you don't know really what you want all the time. Sometimes you know what you want, but I think that we get it mixed up sometimes, because normally as in what we want is not really what we need. So as in my soulmate, it was something that I needed, not what I wanted. So I think that when you separate the two, it makes more sense. So as in when I met my wife, it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't anything that I actually really wanted. I understand that she had some very good qualities about her, and I think a lot of times with these modern days is more of appearance, you know what I mean, as in what you see and how this girl look, or what kind of babies you think you're going to have. That's what kind of girl you want to talk to, instead of actually really get to know the person in and out. So for me, that was something different for me. I wanted to get to know her in and out, and it worked out. Worked out for the best for the both of us. She was somebody I needed, and I was somebody that she needed. That's why it worked out so good. What about you?
For me, I agree with you there. I've never looked at it in that light before, but I'm still unsure of what a soulmate is entirely. That's why I kind of wanted to get your opinion on it. For me, I just think that it's someone who you can confide in and be your most authentic self, because I truly am someone different with everybody. And it's so weird. You would think I was a chameleon, because I'm like, when I'm at work, I'm this person, or when I'm at home and when I'm a mother, in my mommy mode, I'm someone else. But I found with my husband, and it wasn't even when we first met, like it wasn't even like in the beginning phases of our relationship. We've been together for 10 years, and I've just found myself being my highest form around him, or my most raw, authentic self around him. And I believe that we've become soulmates. Or maybe we were supposed to meet in this life or another life. I don't know. I don't want to, get caught up in a whirlwind with possibilities or, beliefs. But I do think that we've become, you can become someone's soulmate with growth and maturity and time.
Oh, most definitely. I think that time, maturity is all key factors. I feel that as in having a soulmate, and you was talking just a moment ago, you was talking about as in how you say you feel like when you in different places, like when you at work, when you with the kids and all that. That's all about growing. You know what I mean? I think that when life goes, it's all about changes, adjusting, and figuring out what works, what doesn't work. So I think that that's everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's everybody. Everybody got to make adjustments as into the situation that they are in, and but that's good that y'all growing a bond stronger as in the years go on instead of apart. So that's a good thing. And I think as long as you start growing together and you continue to learn, it keeps the relationship interesting.
Yeah, true. Yeah, when I'm at work, I'm just totally different. Do you code switch?
Code switch?
Do you know what that is?
You talking about as in, like, I think she's trying to go on the subject of as in, do they want the real you when you at work? I don't think anybody gives them the real them.
Sometimes it almost come up out of me, trust me. But for the most part, I'm definitely very polished. And I had a couple of people tell me like they felt it's fake to code switch. They feel like you're not being you. This is me. This is a different form of me. This is a professional me. And I like the professional side of myself. I really do. I adore it. I respect it. And it took a lot of time for me to even find my professional self and to feed into it. You have to be very educated, patient, calm. Mm-hmm. I mean, a lot of us are, we become easily agitated. We could be aggressive. We could be a lot of different things, but you can't take that into work. And that's why some people, you ever meet somebody who always gets fired or can't keep a job?
I'm going to be honest right now.
That's because they can't switch that off.
Yeah. And I think what, back to what we were just saying a couple seconds ago, as in maturity, and I think as in being responsible, I feel that it's just our duties to be responsible. I think a lot of times, like when they say it's a time and a place for everything, it's a time and a place for everything. So it's kind of like, when you can be that turn up person or whatever, or, the person that you are when you want to be that, and, when you can't. So it's just more of just learning when it works and when it doesn't.
Exactly. How do you deal with frustrations though at work? I know we kind of switching the topic a little bit, but like I had the worst week this week at work, and manager me was really gonna go out the window, and Hood Ebony from 2009 was about to pop up real quick, and I've been there for 7 years, and it was just like it was really hard to just be okay this week, and this was the first week where it was that frustrating for me. And I don't know. I'm proud of myself for getting through it and getting home and decompressing, and I've got my off days, but I don't know.
I think on that note, I think it's two different things, two ways that you can think about that. As in when it comes to work, you got to think about it as in that, because a lot of times I feel like when you get lost into it and you bring it home, like a lot of times people not going to know exactly what you're going through. And it's like, you can't take out your anger, your frustration on the people that's at home. They don't know that you're mad and all that. So it's kind of like just finding something that works. So you got to figure out at work, what can I do to keep my peace?
Right.
So that's the more the focus. As in with me at work, I sit there and I think about as in what I'm going home to. That's what makes me keep my peace. Like, okay, well, I know once I do this here, I could turn this work switch off and focus on being a good husband.
And get home to your soulmate, right?
Yes, get home to your soulmate and start off.
Exactly.
So like, I think that you just got to find a positive energy within yourself, and so the way that I think about it is have that positive energy when you walk out the house, and don't let nothing infiltrate that positive energy that you got. Don't let nothing break through it. So when you get through the day, even though you got a lot of negativity coming towards you, it just keep falling off you because you're just in such a positive mindset and a positive mode. So that's more what it is. You just got to work on just blocking all the negativity out and just focusing on what's important.
Sounds like a lot of work.
Oh, anything,
like a lot of
anything
work.
that.
But it's mind over matter. It's about how healthy your mind state is
Yes.
and how strong you are mentally. You know what I mean? But so when you don't have a good day, because I must admit,
Yeah.
I did not have a good day my last shift, and you could see it all over my face. And it's happened to me. I'm not gonna say I've been perfect for the whole time, and that was the first time I've actually. Sometimes I'm like I can't be happy. I can't give a lot. I could do my job, and I'm still gonna do it well, but I'm not gonna do it as best as I can because I'm not in a positive space. And sometimes we have periods of negativity. People have breakups. You know, they get put out of their home, car problems, childcare issues. There's a lot of things that goes on in people's lives, and it's just like, if my question is, if you see your coworker down, does that frustrate you? Is it kind of like, how do you feel about that? It's like, come on, like, I need you to do a job, and if you see them not performing or underperforming, is that something that sets you off? Is there a way for you to feed into them? Like, how do you go about that?
I think that, like I said, it all comes back to where your mindset is and where your energy is. So I think that a lot of times when you see all this negativity around you, as in, like you said your coworker down or whatever the situation might be, you need to bring some of that positivity to them, because I think that positivity overrates negativity any day, because it's like you can't beat positive energy. It's like, oh my God, it's like it's just something that just
contagious.
It's contagious. So your main thing is when you go to work, you need to make yourself contagious in a positive way, where they be like, I can't stand that positive girl when she get here. She always positive all the time. I can't stand her.
Yeah.
So eventually that negative person will be like, how do you do it? What can I do to be positive? Because you're so positive all the time. So I think it's more just changing the narrative. And for me, I had to change jobs. I had a job where it was very stressful and I wanted to do something different. So I switched my jobs, whatever. And now it's a lot more positive because I understand what I'm getting into. I understand what kind of mode I need to stay in while I'm there. And with this job, it requires me. It requires me to be positive all the time. And I understand it's hard to be positive all the time, but it starts from the mind and then it goes from there.
Would you say it's easier too, though? Because that's really deep. Sometimes it's just nothing you can do, and you need to switch jobs. And when you do find a new job and a new work environment that is conducive to a positive attitude, you're able to exude that easily, right? So sometimes, but what did it take? Because see, I am very complacent, which I'm very happy with my job. I just had an off day, and it never happens like that. Sometimes, you know, it gets rough, but it's nothing like I want to quit. It's not there. But what made you realize that you needed to leave?
Because it was making the relationship worse, because that energy that I was getting from the job, I was
bringing it home.
And once I realized that I needed something different, I needed a different scenery, I needed a different situation. And once I got that, it changed the relationship, because now I know how to separate it. I know how to just do the job, and then once I get home, focus on the wife and everything from that. So I think that for you, I think what you're going through is a transition where you still love your job, but you got to figure out what ways, as in to continue to stay happy while you're at work.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what your new goal is. It should be like, okay, what can I do today in order to make sure this is a good day? So you know that negativity, or expect the unexpected.
Exactly.
So when you expect the unexpected, it's not a shock.
Right.
So the main thing is to stay even keeled.
Yes.
So if any situation happens, you sitting there like this, okay, I'm ready for this situation. I know, all right, this happened. All right, so like, how do we fix this? How do we do this? And the main thing is to have that steady thinking of, what's the solution as into this problem that we need to solve. And I think that if you stay even keel, the days will be a lot better for you.
Have you ever heard of the 80-20 rule?
No, I haven't. Explain it to me.
So, okay, I learned it from a movie. But it's basically like they use it to show, it's about relationships. And if you're basically, sometimes we yearn for that 20%, even when we're getting 80% of a relationship on a scale of 100. And that 20% could be the chivalry from our guys, or it could be the thoughtful gifts or something else. But you got someone who's a provider, or and who fills all the other needs, that requires a healthy that contributes to a healthy relationship with you. But that 20% looks very appealing when it's coming from someone else and you're not getting that on a regular basis. But I use that for work too. I use it for when I'm at work, because I don't think that every day is going to be 100%. I don't think that, or I'm going to get 100%. And because I deal with so many people and I'm interacting with so many different people and personalities, I feel like 9 times out of 10, there's always, on an average scale, I'm going to interact with someone who is negative, probably at least 3 negative people a day out of the 60 people, 60 to 100, sometimes 200 people that I interact with. So I just have to take it for, okay, yes, this job is providing financial stability for me. This job is, on an average scale, I'm at peace when I'm here. I know what I'm doing. I know what to look forward to. I'm not, when I come into into my job, I'm not like, what am I expected of? What do I need? If there's something new that's requested of me from a coworker, I'm like, I know exactly how to do this. I know exactly what I need to do. Or if not, I have a manager who feeds into me and shows me exactly what I need to do. So those bad days like this past week, I take it on the chin, keep on chugging. And I just ask that for my coworkers, I'm forgiven for my bad day, because sometimes people are not very understanding of like, oh, Ebony's always positive. Ebony's always so sweet. And like, yeah, absolutely.
Well, as in to stop you, I think that, like I said, when I say that you should build a positive thing as in on yourself and when you carry yourself, because even though they be like you said, Ebony's always positive, she always this, she always that. But like I said, eventually everything takes time.
Yep.
So people might not get it at the beginning why you probably the way that you are, but over time they will understand, oh, she's like that because she's just a positive person and she's working on herself. Look at it that way. I'm a person that's working on myself and I just want the best. And my main thing is to keep my mind right. So if you stay positive, you know that keeps your mind right. Negativity, it draws you more down. So it's more of just keeping steady with your mind and keeping your mind always moving in the right direction instead of bringing it down.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's not easy, but...
No, a lot... Look, I feel like when you put into work and you want to perfect something, I feel like it's hard. It's just like basketball. You know what I mean? Like, I understand there's a lot of basketball players, but there's only certain players that stick out because they put that work in. They dedicate themselves every single day. They don't take any days off. They really work hard in order to perform at a high level. So if you want your positive energy to be on a high level, you got to work at it. And it's not going to be easy because there's going to be always someone there just to knock it down a little bit more. But once you perfect it and you get it to a certain level, no one's going to be able to knock that off.
How do you work on your positive energy? Do you meditate? Or is it just like, it's easier for you to just let things roll off because you don't let it get to you?
I think that certain things you just don't let get to you. I think that some things are out of your control and you can't be frustrated. You just got to, like I said, address the situation and figure out, okay, all right, so what could we do to fix this? And once we figure out what we could do to fix it, then we go from there and then fix it to our best ability. A lot of times things is not going to go the way that they might go in your head, but as long as you working towards that goal, that's what makes it stay positive to you. And for me, a lot of times I just think about how blessed I am. A lot of times we lose sight of how blessed we are, and once you take a step back and you look at that and you look at your life, you look at the situation, look at your accomplishments and all the stuff you did, you ain't got no reason to be mad.
Mm-hmm. At the end of the day.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. So like once you look at how you put yourself in a situation where you can be successful, and those bad days, it don't seem as bad because you know how it is when you was really down. So when you having a bad day, look at when you knew when you was really down. And then you sit there and think about, nah, this ain't nothing.
We good.
Yeah, this ain't nothing. Nah.
We gonna make
it. Yeah. You know how it is when you're really down. And so when you at work moving forward, look at it from that standpoint or that point of view, as in, yes, it's a bad day, as in my mind, but actually it's good. What's the good thing? I can go to work, I can provide for my family and all that. That should make you happy right there. You should be upset when you can't do that.
Right. When you don't have a job and you're like, man, I can't, nobody hiring me. I remember it was one point where I was ready to work at Target and IHOP and just like, which those are, it's perfectly fine for anybody who works there. But for me, it was just like, that is not, those places don't fit my personality. So I would have been forced to, just like the medical field. There's people who make really good money in the medical field. But if I would work in the medical field, I would be, for who I am and my personality, I would be just kind of settling for that position because that's something that they gave me. And because listen, I don't know nothing about it. It's a lot of information. It's just compacted into just a few books and all of this training and all of this. Like it's a lot for me.
Well,
so.
I guess when it comes to certain kind of jobs, like as in a relationship, it's a person for everybody and it's a job for everybody.
For everybody, yeah.
So
exactly.
It's kind of like you just got to do what works for you, because everybody, personalities and all that is different. So you just got to get in a situation where it just connects with you. And you'll be able to do any job. And I think that for me, I feel like more finding out about yourself and what makes you happy and all that. Like for me, I just love to be around people where I can entertain them at times, even though my job doesn't require any entertaining. But as long as I can make people laugh and I can just enjoy the day as in that I'm in, and like you said, as in continue to provide for my family, that's what keeps me happy.
When is your next show?
That's a very good question. I'm gonna let y'all know in a different episode. I'm not gonna let y'all know on this one. I feel that I would let keep everybody know. I'm pretty sure a lot of people will want to know that, but I'll keep y'all updated on that. It's gonna be a big surprise on that.
When was your last show?
It was a long time ago.
A little while ago.
But trust me, even though it was a long time ago, I've still been working. So like I said, when I do let you know, you'll know.
I felt like it wasn't that long ago though, because I remember you told us about a show that wasn't like forever ago.
Well, I think that for a person that does comedy and all that,
yeah,
it's a lot longer than it might appear to someone else, because it might seem more recent, but to me, it's been a long time since I've been on stage. So
doing comedy seems like it just seemed like a lot of pressure just to be on stage and everybody's looking at you. And then you're not only responsible for moving the crowd, you got to make them laugh. And you got to make the whole room, like everybody doesn't have the same sense of humor.
Yeah.
But some things are funny to everybody.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And finding that content is like, it seems very difficult, but you do it really well though.
Well,
and I feel like I've watched you grow a little bit too.
And that's what it's all about at the end of the day, because as in the start of the podcast when we were talking about, it's all been about growth. And long as you're growing and learning, I think that's the most important thing. And for the people that's out there watching it right now, hopefully you learned something from this. I think that in our next one, when we do our next podcast, we're gonna get in some other different subjects and topics and stuff like that. But on that note, we just want to thank everybody for watching.
Bye.
And we'll see you next time.